Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. He is coming back. I thought Billy might hear that horn. So, I got a weekend to myself. I've come up to the hill. I'm going to split the whale turd that I pulled out earlier this year on the winch. Try and get that one done. Homelite 2100. Echo CST-610EVL, the twin. Poulan 655 boost port, and even though it isn't labeled a boost port, it has it, so somebody must have changed it out. That splitter, let's have some fun. Okay, we're going to start with the Echo, but I don't want to dull it out immediately. And since this log was skidded out, see, if I let this sit one more winter, I don't know how good it would be. We'll see how this goes. I can't imagine how bad of a hair day I'm having right now. But I don't care. Because when you're in the woods, you don't give a crap about a bad hair day. At least I sure as hell don't. Alright. What did I learn there? Okay. I'll skip right to the end. I may never bring it to the woods again. It's not a bad saw, but it's different than what I'm used to, okay? So, this thing makes its 60 cc's by having two 30cc pistons and cylinder assemblies opposed. I think we covered that in one of the other videos where I speculated about it, and one of the users rightfully pointed out, hey dude, if there's not two crankcases and two carburetors. So, yeah. Not a lot of torque. This thing's all top end. I will highlight, obviously, that whole reel of cutting isn't going to be in real time. That would just be silly. Nobody would enjoy that. But I will highlight a couple areas where I would try to use torque and there was nothing there. Doing the back bar on that piece that I rolled over at the end there was probably the best example. But even some of these knots. I'm used to a reed valve saw, my old Homelites, and some of the others. You can lay the chain lightly on the wood, accelerate, and go. And you're not damaging the clutch, you're not hurting anything. It's just the way they're built. They've got bottom-end torque. They're like a diesel. You know, you blip the throttle and you've got a lot of power there. This one isn't that way. Even, like I say, one of those grooves down there, it was already cut, and I just set it in there, and I must have been tweaked a little bit, because it wouldn't go. So, once you get it up to its RPM range, which I'm failing to remember what that is off the top of my head, I'll try to look up the spec and put it on the screen here. Once you're there, she cuts pretty good. This thing worked, though. This engine's hot. Yeah. And it's only a maybe 60-degree morning right now. Maybe. It's later in the day. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock by now. But still, not very warm, and she's hot. I wouldn't want to run this thing in hot weather for fear of what I would cook. Probably an ignition module. So, anyway, I'll stop babbling. That's a 20-inch bar. I do have a hand-filed square chisel on it right now. It's not my best effort ever, but it's good enough. It's good enough that I've run it on other saws, and I know what it'll do. This stuff's bone dry, okay? There's not an ounce of moisture in it. That's part of why I'm cutting it now. I want to get it before the rain gets it. It sat up there, I want to say 3 years on the stump, and then I cut it last winter and yarded it out this past spring. Again, you guys can see a video, go back through the feed. My truck and the winch and all the fun, and yeah, but it's here, it's going to be Firewood. So I'm going to split what I've just cut. Before going back to that one, I need to roll it over and knock all the mud off that I can, and we'll break that. I think we'll break that 2100 out next, because that's the one I really want to run. So we'll get some wood split. Now the screwdriver always ends up on the bottom of the box. What are you doing? Man. That's not happening. That's funny though. just not quite right. Yes. Yeah. Vapor locked. Okay, if you would just idle, you know that? Wasn't that good timing? Don't ask me why that chain loosened up, because he oils just fine. Alright. Couldn't begin to tell you what the inconsistent idle is about. Well, maybe I could. I've dealt with this before on HL series carbs. It's a worn throttle shaft where at different speeds, different setting, different spring tensions on it, if there's wear in the carburetor body where the shaft goes through, you can get an air leak as you have different throttle positions, or even as it returns to idle in a slightly different spot. So that's possible. I don't think this one has an air leak, but it's possible that it does. All I did to it was rebuild the carb, fuel line, and I think a fresh spark plug. Piston looks fine. Nothing wrong in there. Like I say, I don't know if I didn't get the bar nuts tight enough. And that's why that chain loosened up. It's fairly new, but I heard it skip on me once over here at a lower speed, so I knew I was getting close to a chain derail. And what do you know, we got there. But I can say hands down, even though the idle has been inconsistent on it, I much prefer the power that it has to the 610 Echo. This thing is all grunt. And it has some top end to it. Initially I had it too lean down there, and that's part of why this section will be a little bit longer. You guys will see me go through that process where you can hear me get it to top RPM, but I didn't back it off enough so that it would four-stroke. So the low and the high are real closely related. What you do to one will impact the other. So, but yeah, 100% prefer that. It's heavier. I'd have to throw it on a scale to see how much heavier, but I don't care. I could put a bar that was easily 16 inches longer than that on there, and it would just have fun all day long. And I would probably fight the idle all day long. That's the lore of these types of saws, that loggers in the Pacific Northwest in the summer had a hell of a time keeping them running. And if I can do that to it in the fall with some of this dead fir, when they were cutting old growth, I can see it. There's not a lot of insulation between the engine and the carburetor, and several times when I restarted down here, you guys could hear it go lean, immediately when it started. And it was vapor lock. I had to use the choke to get the fuel vapor out and get her going again. But I'm not complaining. That's the kind of saw I like to run. So now I'm going to fight my way through those damn carpenter ants. I hoped that I wouldn't find that in here, but it looks like I'm going to lose about an inch of the outer wood, maybe a little bit more in some spots, and that one piece in the center that I didn't cut is just going to get rolled over there, and that can be bear food for all I care. So, time to do some splitting. Alright, we are running short of daylight up here, so I won't get this split today. Alright, let's at least make some cuts with this thing. Well, all right. So first I'll address the quality of log today. Not great. Not great at all. That one's got a wound on the inside. You can probably see that third piece in, maybe. It starts to dip. There's a big wound in there. Hence the rot in the metal. It wasn't until I got to 7 or 8 cuts from the end that got better. So less than ideal, not what I was hoping for, but hey, you win some, you lose some. There's still good wood in there, and we're not going to let the whole thing rot because part of it rotted. Whatever. 655. Strong saw. Very strong saw. I think it would give my my Super 650 a run. I don't know which one would be quickest, to tell you the truth. I don't. But either saw is a lot of fun to run. Let me be very, very clear about that. Obviously this one had the most stable idle. She's just as warm as the 2100 was. So I really think the 2100 has a leak around the throttle shaft like I was talking about. There was definitely some dirt in that scar, so this razor sharp chain is less than razor sharp now. It was just a hand file round with the raker gauges lowered to a good setting. But unfortunately, scars like that tend to suck in dirt, even though I didn't skid it on that side. Yeah, this wasn't clean wood, let's put it that way. Good saw. The automatic oil pump is not putting out enough oil to prevent some buildup on the chain. And I don't remember if this one's adjustable or not. I don't think it actually is. Oh, it is. Son of a gun. So, I will be turning that up. I could see myself using this saw again. Yeah, and the 2100, I can see it on the hill again. We've got a couple trees coming up in the next year or so. We'll be taking out this big fir right there. Died this spring. It'll be good through to next spring. If I let it go any longer than that, it'll be trash. But with all the wood that we have laying around, got to get some of this cleaned up before we go much further. Know what I mean? And that's just where I'm parked. I've got stuff skidded up and piled down there. Other side of the pickup, about 35-40 yards, there's a big pile. There's split stuff down on the lower road. Hell, I'm pretty sure Billy's even got some stuff piled way up there. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. This may be the only video on YouTube that features a Poulan Pro 655, a Homelite 2100, and an Echo CST-610EVL. You can find videos of all of those, but together, I don't know. Catch you guys on the next one.